from Victorian literature to modern cinema. Today in my presentation, I will compare one of the most important works of 19th century English literature, The Picture of Dorian Gray, and the modern film, The Neon Demon, through the concepts of aesthetic obsession and moral corruption. I will explain how these concepts are shown and how they develop in the both works. Although these two works belong to very different periods, they ask the same main question: what happens to a person when beauty becomes more important than moral values? Aesthetic obsession. First, I would like to explain the concept of aesthetic obsession. This concept means that beauty is no longer just a physical feature. Instead, it becomes a measure of identity, self-worth, personality, value, and power. In The Picture of Dorian Gray, Dorian sees his portrait and starts to think of his beauty as a special privilege. Under Lord Henry's influence, youth and beauty become the most important goals in his life. Dorian no longer wants to exist as a moral individual, but as a living work of art. A similar aesthetic obsession can be seen in The Neon Demon. Through the character Jessie, Jessie's natural beauty helps her rise quickly in the fashion world. In the film, beauty is shown not only as a personal feature, but also as a social and economic power. When Jessie looks at herself in the mirror, she realizes her beauty and begins to see it as a source of power. In both works, beauty becomes a value separate from morality. Both works, as sub-themes, we can see the ideology of beauty in Dorian Gray. In Chapter 2, as a quote, "Youth is the only thing worth having." In The Neon Demon, it can be seen between the 25th and 30th minutes.
I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't write. No real talent. But I'm pretty. And I can make money off pretty.
Moral corruption. The natural result of aesthetic obsession is moral corruption. In The Picture of Dorian Gray, moral corruption is hidden and invisible. Dorian's mistakes, such as Sybil Vane's death and even murder, do not change his physical appearance. Instead, all moral damage appears on the portrait. Because of this, Dorian never faces consequences and his conscience slowly disappears. In The Neon Demon, moral corruption is not hidden. It is shown openly. Competition, jealousy, and power struggles in the fashion world slowly turn into violence. Jessie's death and her consumption symbolize how humanity is destroyed for the sake of beauty. As an example of moral decay, we can see the line, "Only a third-rate actress," from the Chapter 7, The Picture of Dorian Gray, and in the sense between the 38th and 41st minutes of The Neon Demon. In addition, both works address and reflect ultimate decay. In The Picture of Dorian Gray, the phrase "the portrait had altered" appears in Chapter 7 and reflects this. And the final minutes of The Neon Demon completely depict ultimate decay. Key difference and similar structure. At this point, there is an important difference between the two works. In The Picture of Dorian Gray, beauty hides moral corruption, but in The Neon Demon, beauty creates moral corruption. However, both works follow the same structure. Beauty is discovered, beauty becomes an absolute value, moral limits lose their meaning, and the human being turns into an object. Oscar Wilde criticized the hypocrisy of Victorian society, while Nicholas Winding Refn criticized modern consumer and beauty culture. However, their message is the same. When beauty is separated from morality, it leads to inner destruction. In conclusion, the picture of Dorian Gray and the Neon Demon show how aesthetic obsession creates similar moral results in different periods. These two works strongly show how moral values slowly disappear in societies that worship beauty.